Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashi's Kaiman TV. Today, I want us to look at the gaps in the opposition. I want us to look at the weaknesses of Gachagua, Matiang'i, and Kalonzo specifically, that team, because actually the next general elections will be lost or won when you look at the way the opposition is going to play the ball. Now, if you look at the opposition, there is a serious gap when it comes to the campaign, when it comes to marketing themselves. They have portrayed themselves as regional leaders. They are concentrating on certain regions. There are some places that they are not going. I would love to see Fred Okengo Matiang'i in the North Rift. I would like to see Fred Okengo Matiang'i in the South Rift. I want to see Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka storming the North Rift. I want to see Rigathi Gachagua storming Luo Nyanza. I want to see the three leaders actually storming Luo Nyanza and testing their popularity. Because you see, if they were to go to Luo Nyanza, where Raila has support, if they were to storm the South and the North Rift, where William Samoei Ruto has support, I can tell you, they can win the hearts and minds of Kenyans. And Kenyans will be able to see leaders who are ready to lead this nation. But if when you look at the opposition, and this I'm saying with a clean heart, you realize that they have been concentrating in the Western, some parts of the Western, not all parts of the Western, but some parts of the Western, and mostly Mount Kenya region. Why Mount Kenya region? Yet we have other parts where they need actually to go and seek votes. So that regionalism, that idea of regionalism, it should actually can cost them the presidency. The other thing I want to see among these leaders is that, you see, what is happening is that they have made Gachagua, they had allowed Gachagua to appear like he is the first among equals. I've been looking at some protocols when, I remember, is it Saturday, when Gachagua was invited by Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And interestingly, Gachagua spoke the last. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka allowed Gachagua to speak the last. What does this tell you? That Kalonzo has accepted to play the second fiddle. He has allowed Gachagua to appear like now he's a leader. And again, I also saw Kalonzo and Matiang'i. And Kalonzo, I don't know somebody, the speaker asked Matiang'i to go and invite Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That in itself tells us that Matiang'i is accepting to play the second fiddle to Kalonzo. This is wrong in my view. What they should do, they should agree among themselves. The last time you are the one who spoke last, so when you meet again, Matiang'i will speak last, Kalonzo when you go to the other place, and so on and so forth. That would make them appear like they are equals. Because from the way they are operating, they are not equal partners. They have allowed Gachagua to appear as the first among equals. I also want to see them coming out candidly, like Kibaki. They should be candid enough. You know, Kibaki and Raila told Kenyans, we are going to give you free primary education. And within less than a month, the country was enjoying the fruits of Kibaki's leadership. Even today, we have what I would call free education in primary and this school, although it was much diluted by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and destroyed completely by William Samoei Ruto. In fact, if they carried on with the dream of Kibaki, this country could actually be enjoying total free education all the way from primary, maybe up to university. So let these guys come out very, very clearly so that Kenyans can be able to see what they have and compare with William Samoei Ruto. Now, William Samoei Ruto has affordable housing. And Kenyans are complaining. Others are demonstrating because of the same. Workers are not happy. Gachagua is saying that he's going to abolish this. That's an example of a leader who is candid. So we expect all the others to be very, very candid and say exactly what they mean. The other issue is that, like now, yesterday when I saw Natebea and Sifuna meeting, it caught my attention. And I'm sure I'm not the only person, because I could see in the social media people talking about it. Wanasema kwamba Wetangula ameisha, Mudavadi ameisha, these are the new kingpins in Western the Mlembe nation. What do I mean by this? Now, take this example. Matiang'i decides to go and visit Natebea in his office. What do you think is going to happen? What is going to happen is that Kenyans are going to talk about it. And he's going to seal the ladder. And he'll be seen to be somebody who is collaborative. He'll be seen as somebody who is a team player. He'll be seen as somebody who is going for leaders, who is looking for allies. But they should stop being lone rangers. In fact, they need to go to almost every county, visit these governors, so that they can steal the show, so that they can be seen. In fact, they don't need to be campaigning all the time, but they need to be seen. And that is a very good example of maybe making a dramatic visit. Say to Gadeswaga, if we're Matiang'i, I would start by visiting somebody like Orego. I would visit somebody like Anyang Nyong, because these are scholars and these are people you can discuss issues. And that way, people will start realizing that Matiang'i or Kalonzo is somebody who is very, very different from maybe William Samoei Ruto. Something else that they need to do, they need to be visiting parliament. Yeah, go and sit in the public gallery. Listen to the debate. Listen to the leaders, politicians, members of parliament, and the senators. Listen to them as they discuss issues, as they discuss bills. Then, after watching or after going to parliament for 3 days, give your take about the kind of parliament that we have. Go and actually criticize parliament, because you see, that way you'll be able to be seen like you are following even the legislation process of this country. Say, talk of areas that they need to improve, because like yesterday when parliament came from recess, there was actually absolutely no sitting. There was no quorum. There was nobody in the house. If I were Matiang'i, if I were Kalonzo, I could have been there. Then I could call Kenyans, look at the kind of members of parliament that we have. This way, they could have stolen the thunder. And they can go ahead and actually visit court and listen to what is happening there, so that they can be able to see the arbitration arm of the government, the way it is working. This way, they'll be seen to be in touch with the people. And by the way, Matiang'i is very good at this. I remember when he was the CS for education, and the man would actually go to school, literally to the classroom. He'd go to the dormitories. And that is what I mean. He needs to do such things. And that is what brought Matiang'i into the limelight. Like now, there's an issue about the lecturer strikes. Literally, the university students are holed up in their halls of residence. They're in hostels doing nothing. Wamepewa help, wanakula yote. Wamekaa pale, hakuna kitu wanafanya, wasting time and resources. Yet we have an opposition that should come out and address this issue. Criticize it. Don't leave it to the lecturers alone. Provide a solution or suggestion to what should be done. Lakini sasa ukiangalia wote wamenyamaza kama maji ya mtungi. There is the issue of SHA. The private hospitals are saying that they are not going to attend to teachers and policemen. Come out. Let the opposition come out and address this issue. But when they keep quiet, now, again, they need to be very, very assertive. I want to give you an example of William Samoei Ruto. Mgala muwe na akiumpe. When William Samoei Ruto wanted the presidency, when he was the deputy president, became very assertive. And he meant it. And he showed everybody that he wanted that position. And this is what we are asking from Kalonzo, Matiang'i, and Gachagua. Okay, they are good, but let them come out presidential. Let them be seen that they want this position. That's the truth of the matter. Last but not least, there is the youth vote. Address the youth issues. Organize a rally for the youth. Organize a rally for the Gen Z. In fact, if we're advisors of these guys, I would call them, I would advise them to call a Saturday meeting, a Kamukoji meeting, maybe one in Nairobi. It could be 8 meetings, regional meetings. One in Nairobi, where all the youth are going to assemble and raise their issues. Another one at the coast. Another one in Nyeri. Another one in Nakuru. Kisumu. And I'm telling you, some of these leaders that you're seeing in government are very, very inefficient. But when they look at the opposition, they see a team that has a lot to be desired. There is a lot to be desired. They need to improve. We know they are equal to the task, but they need to do more. They need to be very, very active. They need to be very, very deliberate. And they need to win this election before even Kenyans go to the votes. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What are the weaknesses that you see in the opposition? Where do you think they need to improve? Maybe you can let us know in the comment section. Otherwise, this is Kashis Kaman. Please like the video, comment, share. And I've just remembered something. There's a friend of mine who wants 1 acre of land in Kiabu to lease. If you have an acre that you can lease on annual basis, please let me know so that we can talk on one-to-one and see what needs to be done. Otherwise, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.